Hi chaps, hi chaps and ladies. Hi chaps, hi ladies and gents. Ryan here, your old mate 60, your old mate Ryan here. So okay, Steve, your old mate Steve Pan 61 here, aka Ryan. As most of you might know me, I've now got the second update on my tamyia or Tamaya 48 scale f-4b Phantom 2. Before I go with before I go proceed with the update, usual business of shout outs to RTB models, Atomic Dog 32 Brian, Aaron Newlands, 8 Said Kits, Andrew Coyne, um, Lon 757 Pete, Waterloo 745 John, Warren Blanche, or Strike Eagle Models as he's called these days, Cam Wilding, Total Transport, Mr. Great Models, dude. Hope to see a video from you soon. Um, it was, it's good, it's good, dude. Hope to see a video from you soon. Hopefully, I'll see you soon as well. Um, um, uh, Master HQ, Rambler 69, Dead Ram Tom, Hamilton, yours Bornier, yours Bornier, the Adventure Codex, UK Scale Modeler Ian, Crazy Kit Builder, Child Modeler, Engineer Paul Marsh, um, the Impossible Girls Diaries, and Bunny Kitten Builds as well. Um, but yeah, and obviously huge, obviously that's just some of the people that have subscribed to me. But huge thank you to all so all thank you to all of my thank you thank you to just I just want to say just basically huge thank you to all 370 all 370 subscribers that have subscribed to me over the years, both those a lot of those of you those of um 300 all my 370 subscribers that have subscribed to me over have been subscribed to me over the years, and some of you, so obviously some of you guys are new to my channel, so yeah, but enough of that. Anyway, enough of about that. Phantom, as we as you can now probably see, I've now got the lower. I've now As you can now probably see, I've now got the wing spar into the lower wing. I've now got the wing spar into the lower wing, and I've also added the remaining the remaining pieces that had to go into the back part of the wing spar. I've also got this part. I've also got this little. I've also got that part there. This part here that makes up the back end of the engine doors. That's the very rear set of engine that makes the back end of the engine doors up. And obviously I've got, and obviously that's obviously now I've got the obviously as you can now probably see I've now got the obviously this is what obviously the auxiliary hydraulics bay, the auxiliary air intake bay is all the auxiliary equipment engine room equipment bay is in place and in situ, so to speak. fit issues, no fit issues at all in terms of steps or gaps. So going together really well, to be honest with you. So obviously, like update one, this obviously this part is this obviously update two will be in parts. So the next part of update two obviously won't be until I've got the wings, both the top wing sections on, and yeah, the top wing, both the top wing sections on. Obviously, I don't know when that's going to be. So obviously, I'll bring it to you ASAP. That might realistically, it's going to be either tomorrow. Realistically, it'll probably be tomorrow, or realistically, it'll be either tomorrow or either tomorrow. Realistically, for me, it's either going to be either tomorrow or Friday. But for you guys, it'll be see you in a few seconds. All right. So I'm just going to give you one last look at that end. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in a bit once I've got the top wings on. All right. Catch you in a bit. Bye. Hi chaps, ladies. Part two of update two. So now, as you can probably see, I've now got the top wing halves. I've now got the top wing sections onto the lower wing. So obviously as well, obviously that means I've now obviously the wheel wells are complete from that point of view. Obviously the wheel wells painted in tamyia XF2 flat white. So that's the wheel wells there. And obviously I've also added onto the top wing, I've added these bits here. Fit went on really well, to be honest with you. No steps or gaps, so really well from that point of view. It's going together really well from that point of view. So yeah, really happy with it. So there we go. That's how the upper wing's looking now. So yeah, really happy with how the wings gone together now. So obviously this bit I knew obviously this bit is going to be short because I haven't got really much more to say on this. All I will say is obviously part three of update the next part of this update, which is the next part of update two of this update, which is the second update, will be when I've got the fuselage onto the wing, or it'll be when I've got the fuselage onto the wing, and obviously when I've got the when I've got the bit that goes on here that more or less covers the rest, that more or less covers sort of this front bit here, which covers up the sides around the sides here and here and here, the front bit here, and where door and it was where the auxiliary hydraulics bay would be here. So yeah, so yeah, so that's when So yeah, basically that's where I've got. So that's how I've got so far on the Phantom. Obviously, that's from the end of update 1. This is obviously this is where we are with update 2, part 2 of update 2. So yeah, that's so yeah, so that's when the next part, which will probably be the final part of update 2, if I'm honest with you. Um, Before I then go into, actually, I might assemble the intakes for the final part of update 2, as well, and then obviously, yeah, and then update 3 will be once the intakes in to the once the wings go, the intakes go into the aircraft. That'll be the start of update 3. Like I say, so I don't know when the final part of this update, which is update 2, is going to be, but when I do, obviously, well, actually, realistically, probably, it is probably going to be over. Realistically, update 3 now is probably part 2 of update 3. Part 3 of update 2 will be part 3 of update of this update will be over the next few days. I don't know when, obviously, because obviously here in the UK, you guys may have heard. Those of you who don't, those of you who subscribe to me in the States, who watch me those of you who subscribe in the States and the rest of Europe and the West, those of you who subscribe to me that are not from the UK, obviously, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II passed away, so really, if I do any filming, it'll be the latter end of this week. If not, it'll be Tuesday onwards next week, because obviously, out of respect for the Queen, I am not going to be doing any filming on Monday. If I'm honest with you, I'm not going to be doing any filming next Monday. If I'm honest with you. So yeah. So next part of the final part of update 3 will either be latter end of this week or very early next week. But either way, for you guys, it'll be see you in a few seconds. Okay? See you in a bit. Hello, everybody. So here's the final part of update. Here's part 3, which will be the final part of update 2 on my Tamyia 48 scale McDonnell Douglas f-4b Phantom 2. So give you a quick look at the box, like I've done on previous updates, previous parts even. So since part 2, obviously I've now got. I don't know how well you're going to get this, but I've now got the fuselage onto the wings. I've got the fuselage onto the wings, which went together. And to be honest, these two went together really, really well. No steps or gaps from that point of view. I mean, it's Tamyia, so it should go together faultlessly. So it goes together faultlessly, so to speak. So there's the. So yeah, that's obviously I've got the fuselage onto the wings. I've got the horizontal stabilizers, the horizontal stabilizer on, the horizontal stabilizer on, and I'll show you in a minute. You might be able to see I've also got the back end of the J79s on. So yeah, there's a so there's the stabilizer there. Colours for the stabilizer I used were Colours for the stabilizers I used were Tamyia Metallic XF XF56 metal metallic grey and chrome, and XF56 metallic grey, and I think mixed for this part of it, and then I mixed in a little bit of silver for that for the front part and the back part, and then the leading edge and the slotted leading edges, the slotted leading edge of the tailplane of the horizontal stabilizer. And then, as you can probably see, I've got the and now as you can probably see, as you can probably now see, I've also got the the turkey feathers for the J79 engines in. They were painted in Tamiya XF56 metallic grey, along with Tamiya 84 dark iron for the slot, for the sort of like the gap, the turkey the gap, sort of like the V shape, the V shapes split, the V shaped gaps in the turkey feathers when they're in the open position. Don't know how well you're going to get this, but I've also got the tail hook in. And of course, the other thing I was going to say was, while I've got it here at the back end, is I've got the clamshell all painted up, the heat sink area, heat sink protection area for the Phantom, for the back end for the rear of the Phantom, which is commonly referred to as, which is commonly known as the clamshell. Obviously, this was painted up in, predominantly predominantly Tamiya 56 metallic grey, and then obviously the here, top part here, and the top, and then of course around the tail was painted in Tamiya Tamiya metallic grey, along with mixed in with a little bit of chrome silver mixed into it. And then the back part, sort of like where the very sort of where the turkey feather meets the engine doors, meets the engine access doors. Of course, this was painted with Tamiya XF56 mixed in with chrome silver, but with more of the chrome silver mixed into it. So yeah, that's how the airframe is looking. And then the only other thing I've done to the airframe since the last update is I've now got the insert. I've now got the insert that covers up the sort of that more or less that seals in the nose wheel well. So yeah, that's how we're looking with the Phantom. Give you a good look at from the underneath, from the front, from the rear. Of course, you can't really. Don't know how you're going to get this, but you might just see the J79s. You might just see the J79s, the J79 engines there. Yeah. And like I say, the inside of the turkey feathers was painted in dark iron, which, to be honest, given the light, given how dark of a colour it is, I'm not sure how well you're going to get it on camera, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, so that's the back end of the Phantom with the J79s and the tail hook and the tail planes. So this is from the port side and this is from the starboard side. And the only other really things I've got, oh, sorry, the only other really things I've got done on it are the intakes. So I'll start off with the port side one. So here we go. We've got the port side. So here we got the port side intake. Obviously, don't know how well you're going to get it. But down there, you've got the J79. You've got the first stage compressor, the first stage set of compressor blades for the J79 for the J79 engines. I don't think you're going to get it that well because it's quite dark down in there, to be honest with you. I've also got the intake ramps as well, and then obviously I've also got inside that, of course, I've got the ducting for the J's for the intakes painted up, but like I say, because it's quite dark in there, I don't think how well, I don't sure how you're going to see it. I mean, I have got, and of course, the only thing, and of course, there is a warning stencil decal in there as well. Not sure how well you're going to get it. So the obviously for the first stage compressor of the J79s and the generator housing, I used Tamyia XF16 aluminium, and then for the intake ducting, I used the actual intake ducting. I used Tamyia XF2 flat white, and but I also, just to give it like just to give the XF2 a primer coat, if you will, a base coat, if you just give something the XF2 to grip to. I painted the intake ducting with Humbrol 34 flat matte white, just so that the Tamiya paint has got something to stick to, because obviously Tamiya paint, as you guys know, is quite thin. And then obviously for the leading edge of the intake ramps. For the leading edge of the intake ramps, I painted them. I base coated these in Humbrol 129 light gold grey, and then I top coated them in Tamiya XF 66 light grey, mixed in with a little bit of buff and flat, and with a little bit of the white and buff and flat white in it, to get it more looking like gold grey, because Tamiya's equivalent of light gold grey is way off, to be honest. It's too dark of a grey. So yeah, that is the port side intake. That is the port side intake. And then, like I say, the only thing I have done is paint this bit in light gold grey as well. This is supposed to be light gold. This is actually supposed to be light gold grey, but it's a little bit darker than it should be, so to speak. But I'll get that right. I'll correct that when it comes to actually painting this thing. I'll get that right when it comes to actually painting this thing. When it actually comes to painting this thing, when it comes to painting this, doing the final paintwork on this, in terms of sort of where you can see it, sort of thing. So yeah, that's just obviously, yeah. So there's the duct. That's the ducting. That's the intake. The intake with the ramps and the ducting. And it was more or less it was more or less rinse and repeat for it was more, and of course it's the same procedure for the starboard. This is the starboard side intake, so it's the same procedure. Obviously assembled assembled the intake ducting, the intake trunking, the trunking, and then put on the first stage compressor, and then obviously glued it into the intake, which is here, and then obviously glued on the ramp, and then obviously, like I say, XF, and like I say, colours used exactly same colours as the port side intake. Black, aluminium for the first stage compressor. First stage, the first stage compressor, the very first stage of the very front set compressor blades, and the engine generator housing. Humbrol 34 matte white base coat, and then Tamyia XF2 flat white as a top coat, and then Humbrol 129 light gold grey as a base coat for the intake ramps. And obviously then top coated using top coated using and then like I say, top coated use it top coated with Tamiya XF66 light grey, mixed in with a little bit of Tamiya buff and flat white mixed into it to get it closer to the light gold grey of the Humbrol light gold grey. So yeah, just give you one last look on the starboard side intake. Port side intake. One more. I'll give you one, and of course this is the port side intake. One last look at the airframe, and then I'm just going to give you. So I'm going to give you one more look at the airframe, and then I'll tell you while you're looking at the airframe, I'll tell you when part one effectively of update 3 will be. So you won't get the first part of update 3 on this now until I've got the intakes. So I've got the intakes, port, left side and right side intakes in the. So I've got the left and right side intakes in, and possibly until I've got the I've started to put the undercarriage. I've started to get on the undercarriage doors for the main gear, under the main wheel cover doors, which go here and here. The sort of like the outer part of the undercarriage leg doors, which go here and here, and then probably not till I've got the nose wheel door, the front part of the nose wheel door, the side, sort of the back part of the nose wheel door, and obviously till there's a lot of lumps. And I'll be honest with you, there's quite a few lumps and bumps that have got to go on this, on the both at the front there, and then there's a couple of lumps and bumps that go here, 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 and here. And obviously I've also got to get in the catapult. I've also got to put in the catapult hooks as well. So yeah, that's when you'll get the. So yeah, that is when you will most likely. That's when you'll get the first part. That's like I say. Once all that stuff is in, that's when you'll get the first part of update 3. Yeah. So yeah, that's when the first part of update 3 will be. So yeah, that's all I've got for update 2. Obviously, like I say, I've just basically said how long it'll be before you get update 3. As always, I've got no idea when that will be. Obviously, when I have it, when I have what, when I get it to when I get the aircraft to where I want to get it for update 3, I will bring it to you. All right. So yeah. So thank you for watching for update. Thank you very much for watching update 2, and I'll see you. Thank you much for thank you very much for watching update 2. I hope you enjoyed seeing. I hope you guys are enjoying this new part format that I this new part format that I where I shoot the updates in the update in parts and then edit it all together at the end after once I film the final part of the update. But yes, until update 3. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right. Thanks for watching, chaps and ladies. See, thanks very much for watching, chaps and ladies. Bye for now.